I'm Brayden Schenn,
I'm Luke Schenn,
and you're watching Nasty Knuckles.
and you're watching Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Riley Cote, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
What's up, Rigarelia? Back in the stew.
Back in the stew. You're looking
But-
fresh.
Baller. Oh,
Baller.
baller. Right there.
He's in the
Baller. What's
background.
up, big boy? Back in the stew, man.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you.
See you too.
What's going on with the jurors?
I was in your neck of the woods this morning. I was
Yeah?
teaching yoga to the Denmark Warriors team. Well, Duff gave me a holler a few weeks ago and see if I'd come down and
No,
run them
that's cool.
through a little practice, and I did that. Just at the old Holiday Inn.
Oh,
Express.
Express.
In the back,
Are
in
you
the
a
park.
doctor? No, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. How was that?
It was great. Yeah, great
Did they
dudes.
like
Yeah.
it?
Oh yeah, they loved it. We're great dudes. I mean, they're just hockey guys. and
Yeah.
obviously Warriors at heart, and it's a pretty cool thing they got going on there. The Warriors program, obviously, what they do here in Philly
Yeah.
and abroad here, and all these other NHL teams, but to have this relationship, this international relationship with these other Warrior programs, I guess like the Warriors have gone there, and vice versa, and so they're playing formerly the Wells Fargo Center at the
Right.
Xfinity
Yeah.
Live What is it called? Mobile?
Something like that. Yeah.
Tomorrow, and I think two games.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
he's Duff sent me the Duff Daddy.
Duff Daddy.
Sent me the schedule, so try to get over and check it out. That's cool that you got to work with those guys. Cool
Get
jersey.
the old
They gave you a
operator jersey. Yeah, the
Look at that.
operators.
Now,
Fresh from Denmark.
You're gonna wear that to the game because you could create some issues there with our Warriors.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna hear about it anyways.
You will. But that's super cool that they're doing that, man.
Yeah.
The Warriors, just the whole thing, just so great. Everything they do, Duff and Brad Marsh and all the boys.
All of them.
It's really good, man.
Yeah, and to
It's-
hear them just talk about like how hockey's obviously the huge bridge, but the community, the locker room piece, right? It's just like that camaraderie that we all kind of miss. I think it's
Yeah,
the biggest
for sure.
piece. Yes, the hockey piece is fun. It brings everyone together, but like being
Yeah.
around guys and support system, I guess, right, for
It is,
these
man.
guys. So
It is.
appreciate you guys. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
They actually mentioned a funny story. They were introducing a couple of the guys, Brad Marsh, Dave McIsaac,
Oh no.
and they knew Dave because he played in Denmark.
Oh, that's
So
right.
they're standing over.
No, for Mac?
Yeah, for Mac. It was like Marshy's got over 1,000 games. They're like,
And Mac,
yeah, big
Mac
Macker.
played for the hat
He
tricks.
did. Yeah.
Or no, is that what they're called? No, the
Well, that was Danbury. Yeah, the
Trashers,
Trashers,
sorry,
yeah.
they're hat tricks now. They're the hat tricks now.
But it was he played in Denmark for a year.
Right.
I forget whatever year that
So the
was.
boys knew
But
him.
Yeah, they knew
They
who
knew who he
for
was.
sure. Yeah, so
The fake slapper,
the fake slapper,
Mac.
the pump fake.
pump fake.
He was good at that though.
Yeah, he's a good
Heel
coach too.
stashes.
It's hoping Mac can find a coaching job. I know he's looking. If anyone needs a coach,
The
David
Denmark Warriors.
Denmark Warriors might use him this week. We don't
Yeah,
know.
right, yeah.
We don't know.
Maybe behind the
This
bench
weekend.
tonight.
If they go 3-0 or whatever, he might be heading back to Denmark.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
No, but it's awesome. The Big Mac with a standing O. I
Yeah.
love it. He's lost
Yeah, it
some
was good
weight.
stuff.
Macker.
Yeah.
Lost some weight.
chipping away on
Yeah,
Sunday evenings there, the old
yeah.
men's league
That's
team.
what you think. That's what it is. I think it's something else.
Uh,
but
could be a couple
be
other things,
something.
but
things. But that's awesome, man. I played. I've been filling in men's league. Speaking of, last few weeks and
Yeah. How are the pins?
pins. Well, I'm getting dressed and I go to put my skates on and left them here.
Oh no!
So I wore a pair. Our buddy
Oh,
Greg.
no.
Greg
the
gave
worst.
me. He had an extra pair that he actually bought for me, and they're 2 sizes too big. So I struggle as it is, and now I've got skates. They're too big. But actually, once I got going, I kind of forgot about it. Except there were a couple times where I'd go to cut,
Yeah.
and the blade's
So
like
long,
it's
yeah,
longer,
like speed
and it's
skaters, huh?
almost like, oh shit, I got to remember that. But
Couldn't
what an
dial in the
idiot!
turns.
And every guy in there. And I actually, the skates were super comfortable.
Yeah.
Like and they're new. They're brand new. He wore them like twice. But it was just funny because every time I looked down, I felt like I had skis on. Like looking at my feet, they were like
a couple toe picks. I bet.
No, luckily I didn't. I might as well because I didn't do anything
able
else.
To play.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna wear the ones from the, what do you call it, rental. I was gonna go out there and
the old ankle benders.
I couldn't leave the boys hanging because they didn't have enough guys. So, but we lost anyway.
Any turnovers?
And I did. Did I have any? I'm sure I turned the puck over. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I had a few trying to make some plays.
Blue line.
We're getting ready for new men's league season.
Oh yeah.
Just talking to Sean Carter the other day. Just waiting on the email. We got some news
nice
coming
stuff
up.
Brewing.
Yeah, we do. We got some stuff brewing. We'll get into that later.
Stay tuned.
Hey, rookie camp opens today, man.
Yeah.
Can you believe we're here? Holy cow! This summer just flew by, man.
It's hard to believe.
It's crazy, but Keith Jones and Dan Hilferty actually met today with the media. It was a quick one, but it was pretty cool to listen to. We were watching it there, and they basically were going over how they still want to have a patient approach, but they're getting to that point where they think we can start adding players. Obviously, next year with the cap being very friendly towards the Flyers, which we haven't been able to say that in a very long time, they can start doing that. So it was pretty cool, kind of what you expected to hear from Jonesy and Dan. And I guess Danny B will meet with the media. I think he said next week. Not sure how much more he can throw on top of what they said, but you brought up a point that Dan said that they wanted to continue to build the culture, which I think they've done a great job. Obviously, the last couple of years since Danny stepped in, and he wanted it to be a culture of sustainable excellence, which I thought was pretty cool.
Well said. I like that.
And I thought that was well said.
Sustainable.
As well. He's got to be consistent, Riggs.
You got to be.
You have to be
sustainable.
Though, win or lose, but I do like the fact that they want to get better. It's not yes, it's still a rebuild. You're still developing these kids, and you're hoping with the draft, which it seems like we've done a good job. Danny's done a good job with the draft and all the scouts, everyone involved. It's not just one person. Obviously, we know that, but it's starting to kind of like, you're like, okay, I see
the long game here.
Like these kids, we saw them at development camp. They're playing against kids. It's different when you're playing against men. I don't have to tell you that. We all know that when you're watching the games, but it is kind of exciting to see how we start off here, and interested to get through the rookie camp. I'm sure they are too, and get into main camp and get some preseason games and just see how everything unfolds here in the beginning with Tocchet and his new staff, which I'm still so excited about that, Riles.
Yeah, me too.
I know you are too, but it'll be interesting, man. A couple players that I'm interested to see how Trevor Zegras,
me too. I'm really excited
inserts himself here and where he plays, and how he plays, obviously, like, because he's kind of been I know he had some injury. Yeah, he's been banged up. But he's obviously has a lot of skill. High skilled, but you need those high skilled players competing in those hard areas, and I'm sure Tocchet will make sure of that, right? And so one quick note they did have on Tyson Forster. It looks like he's on track to be ready for the beginning of the season. He said they said that Danny B would address that next week. So anyway, I was going to say also, like, big year for Cam York coming up.
Yeah, he needs it. Yeah, I mean, coming off last year was maybe
things were butting heads.
Yeah, I think there was some environmental issues there.
Yeah.
if you will, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, you got to perform. You got to do your thing. He's coming off a fresh contract, so I mean, he'll be roaring to go. But I feel like there's a different energy going into this season. As there always is, a little bit different, but obviously new head coach, adding a couple pieces. I think they're, to everything you're saying, and maybe one step closer to building that sustainable excellence. You talk about that culture, because you do have to really play the long game. You can't make moves just to survive a season
right,
that are going to blow up in 2, 3, 4 years, as we know, right? And I think this might have happened a couple times over the last 10 years where it's just like 2 steps forward, like 4 back almost, you know what I mean? And I think like moving forward, the idea is to take no steps back once the machine starts rolling. It's like, like you're with the best in the league year after year consistently. So, I mean, that's the goal every team's trying to, to achieve, but
and I like,
on their way.
Exactly. And I liked how Dan Hilferty and Jonesy were talking about Danny, and you could say this about Dan for sure. Danny B, a little sneaky poo. He is honest and he lays it right out there, right? Yeah. Like, and I think that's huge. Sticking with a plan, because it's hard probably.
Oh yeah,
when you're
so much influence, everyone's pressure
coming from everywhere, probably. Right. But we both know Danny well. He's just a smart guy, and
patience.
It's huge, man. It's
patience
hard
with the puck.
He had patience with the
patience with the players.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they were talking about rating a successful season. Yes, everyone wants us to get into playoffs because you got a chance if you get into playoffs, right? Like it's anybody's game. But I think their big thing they kind of stressed was taking steps forward.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's at the end of the day is what they're trying to do. And man, I'm not even gonna say what I think, because every time I do, it goes the other way. So I'm just happy to get it going, and I can't wait for the season. Pretty excited.
Yeah, me too. And then one other thing I'll just mention is the question about Carter Hart. I think the goaltending question has been surfacing obviously a lot, and Carter Hart's name keeps coming up, but they seem to quickly just deflect and say, wait till the NHL makes the call. And then after that, who knows? But the question was asked because there's a question mark in that position, right? I mean, I think everyone's curious to see how that plays out. And obviously, you got a goaltender like that potentially could be available. It's an honest question, but obviously maybe a little too soon to be able to answer it. I think that's the answer that Dan kind of gave, is like, we're not in a position to say anything. We just got to.
The league has to
allow them to play. And
through the grapevine, I've heard, there's always talks one way. There's ways to do things, right? Like, but I've heard, there was quite a few teams interested, and why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't they be? Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We've got to wait on the league to make a, decision or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And we'll find out. So be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt. But overall, the energy around here is great. Yeah, it's buzzing. More and more guys are back in town, and just remember the energy leading up to training camp. It was that time of year, and just guys coming in, the energy, skates, the fun, and obviously the work begins.
It does. And Michael Raffle used to walk in one day before camp with no gear. Left it all at home.
Oh yeah.
All I brought were his knee braces.
Put you to work. Just knee braces and 2 Dawn
After
joys.
The first year, I just knew. Just give him 2 new sets of gear, because he ain't bringing it back.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, all your buddies have nice stuff. Hey, he's like,
you like fresh gear going to training
camp. Why don't you just leave your bag here, bro? No, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Walked in with his knee braces. That was it.
Oh man.
Oh, Raffy. All right, buddy.
It's time.
Episode
208 with our good friends Luke and Brayden Schenn. Let's go,
boys.
Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I'm Derek Settlemyre. And Riles, you know how pumped I am about this. 2 of my favorite guys I've ever had the pleasure to work with. 2 brothers. First time we've had 2 brothers on.
That's right.
Same time, from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I just like saying that.
You do. Said it a few times.
I've never been there. I've said it a few times today. From Saskatoon, both brothers were picked number 5 overall. Different years.
Back-to-back years.
Exactly. 2008 by the older brother. 2009 by the younger brother. Older brother to the Leafs. Haven't said their names yet. Younger brother to the LA Kings. And both young men have surpassed 1,000 games in NHL in the same season, which is just incredible, an incredible feat, as we know. Between them, they have 3 cups. Older bro's got 2. Younger brother's got 1. Never know, though. And more importantly, these guys are 2 of the best humans, honestly, that I've ever met in hockey. Older brother is Luke Schenn, and the younger brother is Brayden Schenn. Boys, welcome to the show, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having us, guys. Fuck, that's a hell of a lineup read there, Nasty.
It's long-winded. It was long-winded.
I thought you were going to go on all the stats.
I was going to get into it, but great to have you guys, man. I know I've been bugging the shit out of you guys for weeks, and it's busy time, especially Luke. You're having to move the family out to Winnipeg, and Brayden, I'm sure you're busy as hell too. Weddings, Italy, you're everywhere, man. You too. But we really, really do appreciate you guys taking the time and joining us. A busy time for you right now.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us, and thanks for the kind words, boys.
For sure,
of course. So what's been going on? Obviously, the off season's wrapping up here, getting ready for training camp. Maybe talk about maybe the summer off season and maybe where you're at as far as your training goes as being veteran guys now in the NHL.
Yeah, it's funny, like the lose out of the playoffs or summer ends or whatever, and you see like, what am I going to do with my summer? Before I know it, here we are back in training camp.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And these are a little bit the dog days of so-called summer, where there's so many guys at the rink and guys training, skating, and trying to keep the skates competitive and upbeat, and at the same time, guys in the back of their mind, like they're 4 skates away from training camp. So looking forward to it. It's always fun time of year, and training camp, it's always exciting. It's a chance for everyone to go out there and prove themselves and show what the work did in the summer, and so it's always fun getting back.
Yeah, no, we had a good summer. We were in Kelowna. We spent our offseason in Kelowna, British Columbia, with Scott Hartnell's there. We spent some days with Hartsey on the lake, and him cruising around on his pink pontoon. So he's can't miss that guy on the water. Yeah. But it's been good. Just rolled back into town here in Winnipeg a week ago. Like Braid said, guys are fired up, ready to go, starting to get some fitness testing, sort of. I don't know if you're not supposed to do fitness testing yet, so we're doing trial runs of that. But I mean, just all the stuff that leads into training camp. But this was actually the official last year of training camp. I don't know if you boys know, but the new CBA, there's no fitness testing going forward. So this is the last year of fitness testing. I know,
I heard,
Riley, you probably don't miss those days at all, but man, you're like stressing out about it, fitness testing, and as soon as you do it, it's like out the window. It's like, okay, yeah, he's in shape. But this is the last year of the fitness testing, and I think the players, something they bargained for in the CBA. So once we bang that out, that's it for our careers, is fitness testing. After that, you just roll into camp, which is going to be nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, Phil the Thrill wishes he was still playing, because he would love that.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't like that, did he?
It just goes GM versus player. Say you're out of shape, and the guy goes, "No, I'm not." So I guess who's going to see who win more battles?
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Phil the Thrill, yeah. But then I think the best fitness story I ever heard, I don't know if you guys ever heard it, is the old Brett Hall story. Have you guys heard that one? Where they told him to go do pull-ups, pull-up tests in training camp. And he goes, I ain't doing that. And they're like, why not? And he goes, because I put my arms up and down 60 times a year anyway. Why would I be doing it in training camp? So
yeah,
it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He did do that.
Oh yeah.
So, but I do have one quick question. Like, as you guys have gotten a little older, you're still young men, obviously, but as you've gotten older, does your training change from when you were younger? Like, maybe you're a little wiser to what's going on, or do you follow, hey, this is the test we got to do, and this is how I'm going to train for those tests?
No, I don't necessarily train for tests. I think if we try and say train to become a hockey player kind of through the course of a summer. As you get older, I mean, me and Luke have just found it's you have to do more, and that's just kind of you have to try and find ways to keep yourself young, and so we kind of skate June, July, August now. When I was young, you threw on the skates August 1st or just after, and now it's the way that the game's trending and the league's going. You're, June, July, August, training, skating, finding different ways to obviously stay mobile and at the same time strong and powerful. So we've obviously changed some things up, and as you get older, not a lot of running and stuff like that anymore. It's lifting and skating and different ways to train speed and power. But at the end of the day, we still go to the gym with each other. Every single day. We love the grind, and you have to love the grind. Keep on playing.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to say to you guys, Luke, I saw a video with you and Frank Saravelli talking about working with the Oatsy group there. I'm not sure, Brayden, if you worked with them before too, but like kind of to Nasty's question, like being a little wiser and maybe focusing some of the actual physical effort and stress on maybe, expanding that training into maybe more thinking the game and different situations and stuff like that. But you'd mentioned that this training had kind of saved your career on some level. Can you maybe speak to training with Adam Oates and company there, and like what you're working on and how you teach thinking the game?
I'll let Luke take over. I'm with him as well. I picked him up in 2019 and still working with him since. But go ahead, Luke.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be the first to admit, I mean, without working with Oatsy, I wouldn't be in the NHL anymore. I was in the minors, spinning my tires there for a bit. And Brayden, he was struggling a little bit at the time. This is when the Blues were in last place in the league. And Ryan O'Reilly was working with Oatsy and told Brayden that, Ryan was having some good success and told Brayden to give him a call. And next thing you know, Brayden starts playing better and getting hot, and the Blues start doing better. And just in the midst of that, Brayden thought, maybe give Oatsy a call, which I did. And thankfully I did. But yeah, to touch on it, I mean, I think that's one of the things that, you kind of alluded to over the course of your career. It's, everyone's like, well, the game's changed so much, which it has, from when we first entered the league. But, I don't say you got to reinvent your game, but you got to evolve. And that's one of the things that we've had to do. And Oatsy's a huge part of that, is evolve over time. And I think, obviously the speed of the game is obviously what it is. And, being an older player and a heavier player and bigger guy, you're not going to get faster with age. But exactly what you said there, Riley, is he's teaching you ways to maybe think the game a little bit differently and putting yourself in situations where, you're reading the play and you're maybe not in a foot race every single shift fighting for your life, or
right.
You're going back for a puck. And, the one thing coach has, got in my head early on in my career is don't handle the puck, don't dust it off, just move it. And his big thing is, well, I mean, you do that, you're passing on a problem. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh, you can't move the puck. So as a D-man, everyone wants a puck moving defenseman. And so his big thing is, and some guys are gifted. There's, maybe 25, 30 guys in the league who can, skate the puck out and every single breakout with their legs, or snap it up 40 feet on the tape, but majority of us just have to move the puck efficiently 5 to 10 feet. And, that's puck moving D-man. So yeah, I mean, I could get nerdy about it and break it all down for you. I could talk for an hour about it. I absolutely love it. I think he has, I could be wrong on this, Brayden, you might be able to correct me, but honestly, he has like 35 of the top 50 goal scorers in the NHL right now. Like, wow. He has everyone you could possibly think of. And then he's got, guys that play a different style like myself. And I know,
Rempe was out there.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's making a little give and go play off the wall, or, being able to turn and get your head up and find a guy in the slot, or, it's all becoming a hockey player. It's nothing gimmicky. It's not, million props on the ice or jumping over, obstacles or nothing like that. Like you see a lot of the stuff on Instagram these days. It's actually just becoming a hockey player. And this morning I was doing a lot of this stuff on the ice. I just got home from the rink here, and, the last guys on the ice today was Shifley, Morrissey, and Jonathan Taves, and they're all OT guys, and we're all working on some of the stuff that we figured out, or, that we've worked over the course of the summer. And we actually got them coming to town here in a couple of days as well too. So, I'm very thankful that I did get in touch with them and been with them here for, whatever it's been, 7 years or so.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Luke, it's crazy because, I think it was 2018 when you got sit down. You had never played a minor league game, an American league game. That could have gone a totally different way, but you didn't allow it to. So and props to Oatsy, but to you as well, because there's a lot of guys that could have gone the wrong way. Like you said, you could have been out of hockey. I think we had Bruce Boudreau on, who loves you, by the way. I think you probably know that.
Bruce,
He's a beauty.
Bruce, there
he
it
is a beauty. I can't repeat a couple of things, but he was honestly, he was giving you so many props when we had him on, and he just said, like, I think he said maybe Bob Murray told you might be done playing. Like, guy tells you that. That's not something you want to hear from anyone. But he said, you're one of his favorite players. You got your confidence back, became a leader, and your game just, it's funny. Craig Berube said the same thing. He's like, Luke has reinvented himself. And he was, this was a few years ago, he was saying that, but props to you, because man, that could have gone the wrong way for you. You might not be sitting here with us now talking, playing 1,000 games, because you were in your 700s, I think, when that happened to you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the kind words. I mean, it's, I guess, maybe just a little stubborn, didn't take no for an answer. And
right,
obviously when you're making, when you're getting sent down at, 720 games in, and it's not, has nothing to do with the cap savings. Like some guys have to, get sent down later on in their career. I mean, mine was just straight on, wasn't wanted or valued by, every team out there. So you go down to the minors and sort of, you can go one or two ways. Either it's like, okay, well, this is it, I had a good run, or you find ways to kind of improve and get better. And that's sort of the mindset. And I remember talking to Brayden and my dad and, my wife and stuff. I was driving back and forth from Newport Beach to San Diego, and I got sent down every day. And I didn't know how or what it would look like, but I think I was like you said, 720 games in or something like that. And I always said, okay, well, there's going to find a way to get to 1,000. And it wasn't so much actually like the milestone of 1,000 itself. It was more so, the thought of getting to 1,000 was, creating longevity somehow. So like, to bounce back. So that was sort of the mindset, and fortunate enough to knock that one off the list. But, obviously getting older, but I actually feel great. And like Brayden touched on earlier, you got to find different ways to train and push it. And it's a new challenge in itself. You really never know what your ceiling is. So you got to keep pushing for it. And you got to love the grind, which we both do.
Yeah. I love this conversation. I mean, 1,000 games is no easy feat. I mean, especially the brand of hockey you both play. Brayden, I think the last 3 seasons you've played all 82 games. Obviously, a testament to the way you take care of yourself. I know, Luke, you guys are both, kind of one of the same. I coached you back in the day a little bit in Adirondack, and I knew you were, dialed in. The questions you're asking and how you were, tapping into, there are different elements of nutrition and all that good stuff. But to play, I think you have maybe 6 years of a total of 82 game full seasons, which is not easy to do. But maybe just speak to, again, the training. I'm obsessed with this stuff. So just like hearing it from you, the listeners, you got young listeners, you got older listeners, but this idea of self-preservation, and it's not about more work, more stress is going to lengthen your career. It's about, all the things we're talking about, being a little wiser with your training, doing extra things to what, Luke, you're saying, maybe preserve your energy and not have to be in a foot race every single time. Maybe just talk to that a little bit on how you take care of the meat suit and how it's been a blessing for your success here.
Yeah. Well, when you were down in Adirondack, I was eating chicken wings and pizza on the bus, and I saw you eating Brazil nuts and gluten-free this or whatever. So, a lot of hemp and stuff like that. So no, the big thing, all kidding aside, like you have to be willing to learn off of everyone around you and ask questions. And whether that's other players in the game or coaches or, people that are in your corner. And the way that me and Luke see it is, you have to be the CEO of your own company is the way you look at it.
Yes.
And that's, you just can't show up to the rink and, put your gear on and go play hockey. It's a 24-hour job, and that's with sleep, and that's with, you can obviously don't be afraid of a few beers and have your fun and pick your spots, but you got to be able you got to want to train. You have to get treatment and body work and see chiros and ART and acupuncture and, massages, all that type of stuff. And then there's the training aspect of it, which most guys do in the league, but which I kind of learned with just from asking questions from buddies around the league and stuff like that. You'll see a lot of guys go with 3 months of the year, 3 months of the summer where they train hard, push hard, do extra, that, and then you'll go throughout the course of the season. And guys don't want to do a whole lot of them play hockey, which is totally fine and works for some guys. But at the end of the day, try to find ways to stay strong in the season, stay in shape, and little things like Luke said, with guys, after practice, you see the best play of this game, whether it's before their practice where they do their extra work or after or both. You have to work on your game continuously. And I just don't think you get enough, puck touches in practice because it's a lot of systems, a lot of X's and O's, a lot of skating. And you have to find ways to, like Luke said before, keep evolving. It's important to, obviously take care of yourself as much as you can. And at the same time, you still got to enjoy it. And you still have to enjoy the league. It's a dream that we're all, realistically living out, and it's a special league and a special, special place to be. And I remember when I was young, Chris Pronger told me, he's like, and it's always stuck with me. So would just be one thing you always put at top of your head is always someone's always come for your job. And that's just reality of pro sports. And so have the mentality of show up, work hard, dig in, and try to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, it's great advice, and I love hearing that the best players are the hardest workers always. It's consistent across the board, right? It's the way it has to be, because that's what's necessary to be at the top, right? It's not like you get to a certain point and you back off now, right? You guys are doing more than you ever did, and it's probably more in the world of like sports recovery and creating more space and all that stuff. It's not maybe necessarily more like physical taxing work, but just being wise with your effort. But I love to hear that, and just seeing the clips and stuff of, again, like the Oates stuff. It just makes so much sense that you would practice these small little things over and over and over and over again, because we always focus on just the obvious things, right? And it's like, to what you're saying there, Brayden, it's just like the not enough touches sometimes. Just getting these little handles, these little plays, just helps breed that confidence.
Well, I was just going to say one more thing about Oates. I don't remember if I saw an interview, but it may have been you, Lukey. You were talking about Teddy Purcell maybe had used Oates. And I was telling Riles, I'll never forget. I don't know what year it was, but I think it was Teddy's first year. I don't know him, but I obviously know who he is. But we were playing in Tampa, and his first period we had still had Mike Richards. He was on the team, and first period, I think we're 10 minutes in, and this guy's got 2 G's and an apple. And it's like, I'll never forget, he scores the second goal. This guy's got 3 points in 10 minutes. And Richie turns around and goes, "Who the fuck is Teddy Purcell?" Because he was new. And I just remember dying laughing. I had a towel up on my face because we're getting smoked. It's 3 rip. 10 minutes in. I don't know. I don't know who he is.
First of all, Teddy Purcell is your type of guy.
I heard that.
You would love him. Love him.
He's
a newfie. He's a newfie.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he's an absolute beauty. I mean, there's not a single guy that's ever played with Teddy who doesn't absolutely love this guy. So, and he had a hell of a career. He's super skilled.
Yeah, he did.
I will say that he would be in your all-time favorites. If you ever got the chance to work with him, put it that way.
It's funny. I heard that through the grapevine.
Yeah,
I
I'm sure you did.
But I did hear that. So
a road trip.
I've heard that before. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man. I was gonna say. I was gonna go to you guys, like growing up, playing in the backyard as you grow up, and as you're getting older. Not when you're teenagers and stuff, but like. The dream, obviously, for all you guys is to make it to the NHL. And I know when you're 8, 9 or whatever, 10, 11, you guys out there battling. Did your mom and dad ever have to come out and say, "Hey, take it easy here, boys. You're going at it pretty good"? Or, I mean, you guys get along so well, but you're both competitive as hell. Was there any times where they had to come out and say something to you?
I mean, yeah. That's where we
daily.
Yeah. We love to hit each other into the snowbank. Like, I don't know. I guess that's why we're still banging bodies.
Still
these
doing
days,
it.
But yeah. I don't know. It was like one of those things. It wasn't like no gear on, no nothing. Just like your snowsuit and your hat and your skates or whatever, and your gloves, and is full on contact and hitting into the snow. Man. Open ice hits, none of those, but anything into the snowbank was full game.
Yeah,
prison rules.
We got into one time. I remember I missed first bit of hockey season, we were at the lake one time, and I don't know, Brayden had some sort of, I don't even know, some sort of elastic thing that you shot elastic, some sort of thing, and he got me in the side of the face or whatever. And I went up and we were probably 11 and you were 9-ish years old.
Yeah.
So I went up and threw him a left right at the side of the temple, and I broke my 2 knuckles on the side of the
No way.
And so, and he walked away laughing at me. So that worked out well for me. My dad was pretty pissed at us. But yeah, no, we're just typical brothers.
Yeah.
Got along great and got into scraps. So that's pretty much, we had the same group of friends, and we're each other's biggest supporters and always stuck up for each other. But at the same time, we're afraid to give it to each other. So it was good.
Yeah. I love that about you guys. It's funny because you actually paid him back years later with the ribs. So
Yo, rib shot.
Poor guy's ribs, man.
Oh yeah.
I saw you talking about it, Brayden, on something, and you're like, Luke, I could just see you texting him like, man, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. He said you texted him a bunch of times afterwards, but I'm sure you didn't go in there trying to break his damn ribs.
Paying the price, stand in front of the net.
But
I broke 5 ribs sliding into the boards at once.
Sliding the boards.
And then I was coming back, and it was after a month or 5 weeks, whatever it was, starting to feel good. Obviously, ribs take a lot longer to heal. Like, you can come back and play an amount of time and just tell they're fully strong and fully healthy. And I was in Vancouver. I got a little scrum on the boards, and it might have been power play. Luke was on the PK, and he gave me like a little shot with meant to be his glove, and he got a stick and got me right in the bottom rib again. And I'm like, oh my God. And he looked at me, and then I was skating around coming off the second intermission. He's like, you all right? And I'm like, I'm not sure. So I went in the extra room after the game in Vancouver, and he was asking my trainers where I was or whatever. And he's like, I think he's in your extra room. Walked out of the, Rogers Place or whatever that night with the broken rib next to my brother. So like you said, he texted me about 100 times.
Driving home, and my dad calls me. He's like, "What the hell were you thinking?" And I'm like, "I wasn't."
I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's the middle of the game. I was going to say, you two, like, obviously, I know how close you guys are, but you've had to play against each other for years. Obviously, it was great when you got to play together here. We can get into that in a minute, but playing each other in the playoffs, that's a little different animal, right? Because, like, I'm not sure how you guys handle it. Maybe you don't want to say how you handle it, but, like, I have a feeling like Brayden, after a game, you probably text Luke, same vice versa. But in the playoffs, it's a little different animal, right?
Yeah, we you know what? Our big thing was, like, before the playoff series happened, like before game 1 happened, we were texting. Obviously, you're not giving away any secrets because at the end of the day, you have the same goal of winning the Stanley Cup. But we were talking. But as soon as game 1 hit there, we talk pretty much every day. So we distance each other. The only thing we talked about was, like, who's getting mom and dad tickets, and, like, that was kind of that was our thing. So other than that, we had no breakdown of the series. We didn't talk about any games, this, that. And our big thing was, like, respect the game and respect your teammates and play each other hard. It's weird when you play each other in regular season, it's still your brother. It's like you're watching a little bit more closely out there. You're still playing hard, competing, but it was game on when that series hit, and we have to play physical. It's, you can't shy away from it, and you're trying to win up. And we took a couple of runs at each other. I'm not going to lie, you ran me twice in one shift, and I was damn sore for 3 days after. So just running into a big fridge out there. So
no doubt.
The best part about the series too is, like, everyone was doing it. It was like hard, physical, like old school hockey, series. And both teams played hard and went at each other.
There was a clip I saw. I remember while I watched the games, but Monty's just losing his mind. Jim Montgomery, my buddy, and he's trying to get over the bench. He's not that tall, Monty. He's got to be careful trying to hop. It's like me trying to hop the bench. I thought he was going to go over the boards, and then you two are chirping with each other. Yeah. And I think that the announcer, it might have been Colby Armstrong too, by the way, he goes, or I don't know if it was him or not, but they were saying that you were
maybe.
Yeah, you were going to you wanted some of Buchnevich or something. And I don't know, you guys were kind of going back and forth, and I was just dying. I thought I showed him the clip. I was like, this is fucking great, man. Like,
oh, yeah. Actually, it was funny, like, the way that went. Luke was running around or whatever. And it was like 5-1 in game 6, was it not, Luke? Yeah, it was 6-1, whatever. Game seemed to be out of reach in the third period. He's right around, still playing hard, and it's going 7. So it's like, you're allowed to play hard. The whistle, I was yelling at him, like, you keep running around. I'm like, I'm gonna try to start here again. And he went back and forth, and the ref, I can't remember who it was, he looked at me, and Luke were chirping, and he gave me a 10-minute misconduct. And I looked at him, like, that's my brother, right? So I got a 10. And so I got a 10 off, like, from Luke. We were kind of laughing. And then after the game, Mom and Dad, like, what are you guys doing? They're like, you're giving the media exactly what they want. Blah, blah. So
I was gonna say, what great, Mom and Dad say after that game.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
They probably expect it at this point.
Yeah,
they keep us in line. They keep us in line.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For sure. They're awesome.
Talk about your time in Philly. Obviously, you guys have an opportunity to play together. I'm assuming you guys played together at some point growing up, but like playing the NHL together, it had to have been some level of a dream come true.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Brayden ended up there. Where were you? You get traded a year to the date before me, Brayden, or something like that? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was.
So Brayden ends up getting traded for him and Simmer for Richards, right? And then I got traded the next year for JVR. And never. I mean, he gets drafted at LA, I get drafted to Toronto, and never in a million years you think a couple years later you'd be in Philadelphia together. It's just crazy the way it happened. I actually thought there was a better chance of him getting drafted to Toronto the following year. I think they were maybe making a push for him, but so we end up in Philly together, and like you said, looking back on it, I mean, it's just so special, the fact that we got that opportunity to do it. Seems like another lifetime ago. I mean, it was a while back,
right?
But we just had such a great group of guys. Obviously with G and Hartsey and Danny B was on the team, and Grossman and Coburn and Straight, and just
Jakey Voracek.
Gagne. Yeah. We such an awesome group of guys. And just playing in that city. I mean, it's insane. It's the best. Great fans. Just so passionate. Everyone's in the know with all the sports teams, obviously. Definitely, I never took anything for granted playing there. It was such a special place, getting the chance to play with Brayden. Can confirm that we like playing together on the same team better than like playing against each other.
100%.
But it was weird too. Like I remember, it's like I remember Brayden got ran so hard one time. I think it was Tom Wilson. It was sort of going from behind, and I think Wilson got kicked out of the game. It was back obviously when Wilson was a younger player too, and just took the biggest run at Brayden and him. I'm on the bench at the time, and I see him down on the ice, and I thought he was maybe dead the way he got hit. I was like, holy shit. And so but it's just like not even teammate instinct, like brotherly instinct.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go over to the freaking visitors room here, and it's just like it's
personal.
It was crazy. I mean, you're in the game, you're focusing on everything you're supposed to focus on, but then you're on the bench, and I always caught myself sort of what he was doing in the middle of the play. That was sort of sort of a brother thing where you're like, okay, well, this is the way the game's going. You're following the play and everything that's going on, but you're always I knew what Brayden was doing at all times every shift. So it was kind of cool that way where you don't even realize it's happening, and yet it is. So and then on top of that, the experience playing together with driving to practice together every day, and the road trips, we're doing the same dinners on the road, you're doing the rookie parties together, just all the things that you get to experience in the NHL and to do it together. It was more than special. It was pretty cool.
Brayden beat you here by a year, and we were talking about this earlier, like some of the legends you got to play with your first year, Chris Pronger, Jaromir Jagr, Harry Z. I mean,
Yeah.
Harry Zolderchuk. If you don't know who Harry Z is.
Fastest guy
in straight line. Oh
yeah.
Fucking beauty that guy was. But in all seriousness, I love Harry, by the way. Like he was awesome to me.
Yeah, Harry's a beauty, but that's the first time Harry's ever been in the same sentence as Prongsy dog.
Could be. Baller wrote that one out. I got to give Baller credit for that. But in all seriousness, that was that year was just, it was actually really exciting. You and Simmer and Jakey coming in, and Yogs obviously, and we were making a good push until until we went to the Nickelback concert. And after that, it went downhill in the playoffs, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Nickelback. We're up 1-0. We go Nickelback. Next thing we drop 4 straight. It's fucking done.
Nickelback will do that to you.
Yeah, no, we had a good team. This is cool. Like you said, the legends that were in that room were, Pronger and Dogs. And then just the personalities too were great with Harty and D and Jake and Simmer and, Danny B and, Kimo. Like the list kind of goes on. And, even looking back on that playoff series versus Pittsburgh, just how wild it was. It was cool. You get, Letang fighting, teaming in and Crosby and Drew going at it. And guys would score a goal and drop their gloves and look for a fight. Like it's just crazy. But no, and then with Coates and stuff too, like there's so many guys that you can learn from in a short amount of time with a period that you can kind of take with you for the rest of your career with different personalities and work ethics and leadership tactics and stuff like that. So, definitely grateful for the time in Philly and especially that first year where I learned a lot.
Yeah.
No doubt. We wanted to ask you about coaches. You had a couple in Philly, I believe. Well, maybe both of you. But maybe start there and then just and then talk to maybe a couple other coaches because obviously, you can talk about Chief or Jon Cooper. I mean, when you win Stanley Cups, but maybe there's a coach that doesn't get enough credit, based on how the season played out, but how they helped you, cultivate your game and find your identity. Yeah,
I mean, obviously Chiefs, I had him so long there where I've learned so much and he was so good to me. And I love playing for Chief. Just the way he was, able to, understand his players with, how to get the most out of them. And, like I said, I've always said he was the first guy to, give you crap one day and tap you on the butt the next day, saying, hey, how you doing? How's it going? So, and that's why players play hard for him. And he understands, different personalities and stuff like that. But with him, and then obviously with Monty, who we touched about, he came in here last year, did an unbelievable job, started, shaping the culture and getting the most out of his players. And that's a guy that really you can go to bat for. He like I said, he understands his players. He's a very smart coach, very detailed. And obviously he's had success wherever he's gone, especially in the NHL. So, been fortunate and lucky to have those guys, had Labby there for a short amount of time as well. So, it's you always learn something different from each coach, and I'm fortunate lucky to have good coaches throughout my career.
Lukey, before you answer, I got to tell you this. When I was still working, I don't remember what year it was. It might have been the year you guys won. I don't know if it was the year you won, Brayden, but I was in Pittsburgh. We had a day off, so we were going. Cheerleaders was having a tailgate.
Oh, of course.
So because the Steelers had I think it was a Monday night game. So anyway, I was walking out of my room. We had a full day off and it was around noontime. So I was watching NHL Network, watching the highlights, and St. Louis wins in overtime in Detroit. But it was funny because they blew like a 4-1 lead and then ended up getting the goal in overtime. And it shows the bench and Chief just sprints off the bench. He's so mad they blew the lead. So I'm walking. I walk out of the hotel, and you guys obviously been to Pittsburgh a million times. You go across the Gold Bridge there, and then you just go to the stadiums. And so Chief literally calls me as soon as I get outside. So we're talking the whole way, and I said, I just saw the highlights, this and that. He goes, boys. He's like, I was losing my mind last night. And I was like, really? He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, we're in the third period. They scored 2. Larkin's just going doing whatever he wants. So I call timeout, and all the guys come over to the bench, and they're like looking at me, and I'm just talking to Otter, and I turn around and look at the guys, and I'm like, oh no, boys, I call timeout, let Larkin get his rest there so he can come out and score the game tying goal or something like that because they were going on the power play. And I'm like, no, you didn't. He goes, oh yeah. So he tells me a couple other stories I don't want to say, and I literally hang up. And I do the snapshot of the setup, the cheerleader. They have every helmet. It's actually really sick. Well, Brayden obviously saw my Snapchat right away. He texts me and says, you should have heard your boy last night. He's talking about Chief.
Oh, yeah.
I said, this and that. He goes, yeah. I said, I just got off the phone.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But sorry, anyway.
He did the one speech which got us going in 2019 or whatever. He was saying like, he had a spinning back fist that hit like it literally just almost shattered the whiteboard. His famous line is like, guess what, boys? He's like, no one wants you. And we're like, he's like, do you know why? He's like, because you're not any good. Tell the boys that. He'd have some hilarious, like, you'd walk away there, like, he's so mad and like losing it. And like, you're trying not to laugh because some of the lines that are coming out of his mouth are unbelievable.
Oh man,
so good.
We had this. I've told this 100 times. I'll say it real quick. We had this now you would have been Lars Johnson.
Lars, yeah.
He comes. I was down. It's when Chief was coaching the Phantoms, and I would go down every morning and have a coffee with Chief, and sitting there, and here comes Lars. And when you walked in, you looked right into the coach's office. So Chief's sitting. I'm standing there, and Lars comes in, and he lived downtown, and he did get called up a bit, but he was mainly with the Phantoms, and he was living downtown. He smelled like a brewery coming in, and he says, "Hey, Nasty, good morning." I'm like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" And he goes, "Morning, coach." And he walks by the room, and Chief goes, "Hey, Lars, come here." And he comes back. He goes, "I was thinking." And he's like, Lars goes, "What were you thinking?" He goes, "You should quit hockey. You're awful." He told
You're
him,
awful.
He goes, "You're awful." He goes, "Thanks, Chief," and he walks away.
Big dip.
That's fucking so.
Big dip in too. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Luke.
No, I got nothing. I was just saying that guy's an absolute beauty. I mean, he's one of a kind. I I laugh every time. He's got that respect, but also he's just one of the boys, right? So it's like, he's running the Blues morning skate a couple years ago. Where the hell is I? I think I was playing in Vancouver. We're in Enterprise Center in St. Louis, and I go out and gonna go say hi to Brayden in the morning skate or whatever. I pop my head out to the bench where the visitor team's first skating second, and Chief comes over and he shakes my hand. He's like, "What's going on, big boy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, not much. How you doing?" He's like, "Good." I'm like, "What's going on lately?" He goes, "Not much. Drinking beer and eating protein."
That's such a Chief comment.
I know you guys both know this, but like we would always we'd get in there early, we'd get in a hot tub, and he'd stretch. He's like, "We got to get in the hot tub before we run because I got to stretch." So he's like, "Stretch." We're sitting in a hot tub, barely saying a word. It's like 6 a.m. and he would just go, he hits his chest. He's like, "Do you understand how tough I am?" Like that's what he'd say to me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I saw you. Yeah, I grew up. My dad was his trainer. Obviously, I know." He goes, "You better go upstairs and tell that old guy up there." He's talking about Homer. "I'll come up there and smack him around too." And I'm like, "I'll let you tell Homer that." I don't know about that, but just how he is. Do you understand? He'll call me. Like we text basically every day, but he'll call me. He has specific times when he calls, and he's like, I'm like, "Yo, big boy," and he's like, "Do you understand how strong I am? You know what I just deadlifted?" And I'm like, "I have no idea like what you just did. Are you going on your morning walk?" Because I give him shit because he walks, which there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, he's a beauty. Guy's
nothing wrong with that.
Guy's
like,
fucking
humans got to walk.
He's got to walk.
Yeah. He would always be on like lifting and stuff like that. Ryan Podell, who you guys know, he's here in St. Louis with us, and
that's right.
Yeah, he's like, "You guys," he's like stretching. He's like, "I've never had to stretch a day in my life. You hockey players stretching these days. I played 1,000 games. I've never stretched once."
Jake Voracek.
Yeah.
Jake couldn't touch his toes.
Yeah.
Luke, you want to maybe talk on like Coop or any other coaches? Because obviously you guys have had tremendous coaching, and just maybe like one or two things that sticks out, if it's communication or whatever it is that it is that
Coop's a good one. Yeah, I mean, Coop was great. Obviously, his big thing is just so much swagger and so much. He just instills belief in all the guys. Like you could be down 2 heading into the third, and he comes in with a speech where you're like, "Man, where the hell did he think of that?" It was so good. And you always believe like you're in it and you're never going to lose. And the next day you come in for video in a playoff series, and he'd have 10 clips of the other team bailing out in the corner for pucks, and you're like, "Man, I didn't realize that happened last night in the middle of a playoff game." And he would be, "Yeah, we got him right where we want him. I know we lost last night, but look at these guys. It's adding up." And so he's very good like that, motivationally, and obviously one of my favorites. Honest to God, I love Darryl Sutter. I love playing for Darryl. He was same thing, man. He'd be so fired up and giving it to the bench or giving it to you on the bench and be like, "Man, this guy hates me. Like, holy shit, this guy actually is going to strangle me by the end of the game or whatever." And then the next day he'd come up to you in the rink or in practice, and he'd he'd grab, give a little pat on the shoulder for me, give my belly a little rub, and he'd be like, "How's your family?"
Yeah.
So I love Darryl
Gotta
too.
appreciate
But
that.
no, I've had tons of good coaches, and I've had some shitty coaches too. So that's just the way it goes. So not everyone.
Yeah. I won't say a name, but there was a guy he wasn't the head coach, but just not great. And I was one of the best things I saw because he didn't realize what was going on. Brayden used to, every time there was a TV timeout, he most time come change his gloves or check his steel with Harry was working with me.
Right.
And Luke was sitting right in front of this guy. And I don't know why it bothered him so much, but he just turns to me and goes, "Why the fuck does he keep going? Why has he got to go down?" I'm like, "It's timeout." But the best is Lukey's sitting there, and Luke just turns around and looks, and he goes, "We're good here. We're good.
We're good."
Like that. I know you know what I'm talking about too, and I think you do, and you should remember that one. And I was like, "Oh my god, this guy was scared to death the rest of the game."
Really?
Instead of behind the bench, but he was lipping off for no reason.
Yeah,
It
happens.
I don't want to say the name, but
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you remember probably Luke. I think you remember that one. Guys, I don't know if you heard the news. We just posted a little bit ago, but Kirill the Thrill turned down 128 smil. You guys gonna turn that down if it gets offered up? Over
really?
8 years?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I
didn't. Yeah,
Turned it
No,
down.
it's-
128 million.
he's a hell of a player. Tons of skill, speed. Play against him lots 5 times a year, and it's a lot of cash. But hey,
Whew.
I'm not. Yeah, wow.
He'll still be the highest paid player
Why?
no matter what.
He'd be the highest play. He would be the highest paid player ever.
what is that like?
Yeah.
What is that like? 16 a year or something like that, or?
What's 8 to 128?
Let's see the math, Nash.
Yeah, I should use my brain.
Yeah. This call will extend for another hour. I was trying to break down that number.
Yeah,
exactly.
Carry the 2.
Here goes Nasty.
Carry the 2. What do we say? 128.
Let's see it here, Nash.
Nasty right into Chat GPT. Figure this one out.
No, I didn't go Chappie. I'm doing it on my own here.
The old calculator, a lot of zeros there.
Yep, you were exactly right.
16
smell. Thanks for coming.
I mean,
Not bad.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I would never be in a position to. I guess guys are just so confident in their ability, and they're so confident in the way that the league's in a great place right now with the salary cap going up, and who knows what the cap's going to be, going forward in 5 years. So I mean, guys are betting on themselves with shorter term deals, and
Yep.
a lot of guys appreciate the security, and could do a lot of things with 128 million, where other guys, want to get to 135, and I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't. It's crazy. You look at all pro sport. I mean, you look at the NBA and the MLB and NFL, like some of these deals. You're like, really,
crazy,
60
man.
a year? Like that's
Yeah. What do you do with that? I don't
Yeah.
even know what you do with that.
I don't know. It's
Probably find
it's
something
hard
to do with it.
Yeah, no, it's hard to believe.
You're talking about the cap, and we've talked about that quite a bit on here, but there's some guys like Ovi and Malkin. Their deals are up. Word is Flyers bringing in Ovi, Malkin, Kirill, bringing Bob back, and Briz said he will back up if Bob
comes back.
because they're still paying Briz, so he can still come back.
The Russian 5.
Yeah, the Russian 5. We're bringing him back to Philly.
Man.
No, I'm kidding.
That'd be something.
That would be
Danny B might be playing a GM/player.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Jackie
power
Moon.
play. Put him on a power play. They got a new power play coach. Did you? No, you weren't there with Talk, were you? You weren't there with Talk. He had him. Yogi's his name, and he Talk met him in Vancouver, right? He was working with the Road Runners.
I had Yogi and Van. I've had Talk and Van out in Arizona, and
that's right. You did. We were there.
Oh yeah,
we were there.
Right.
That's right. I forgot. We were there when you were with Talk.
Small world.
We came to Vancouver. Yeah, I forgot about that. So he's doing their power play here. And his son,
he's a smart guy. He's great.
Yeah, his son, one of his sons is 1 year older than Elvis, and so I see Yogi at the rink every night because he goes on the ice with the kids. His son's a 2013. So good. Seems like a good guy. I mean, I don't know him that well.
He's awesome.
But,
no, he's super smart. He's I like him a lot. He was like he took care of, like, when I was there. He actually wasn't assistant coach yet, but he was more like little. did a little eye in the sky at games, but he was mostly like skating injured guys and guys coming back from injury and healthy scratches and that sort of thing. And then Tocchet really liked him and hired him full time as assistant, and obviously brought him to Philly.
Yeah,
nice.
Awesome.
Any thoughts on Toc? I mean, obviously, besides the obvious, was there anything that jumped out to you working with him?
Yeah, I love Toc. I mean, he's players coach all the way. Like boys, the boys. Yeah, he's one of those guys that you can have a conversation with. I mean, his line is, "Hey, you want to talk about it? Let's go have a beer." Like it's normal. It's just one of the boys. Doors always open. He also works he's the head coach and he's the first guy on the ice, working on rims with guys and, working on shooting, and he's got like that player in him / assistant coach. Yeah. He's the head guy. So, he's awesome. Really enjoyed playing for him, and, Flyers are lucky to have him for sure.
Yeah. Agreed.
Everybody's pretty excited.
A lot of buzz around here. So, but as there is all across the league, we really appreciate you guys, carving out the time. I know it's a tough part of the end of the off season and that time right before training camp. So appreciate you guys hopping on.
Oh, thanks for having us,
guys. Good catching up. Let us know anytime. Obviously we keep in touch with the Nasty and follow the pod here and there. So it's a pleasure being on. Some of the best days were, the Flyers days and being with you boys in Philly. So good to catch up.
Yeah, man. I'll be to see you guys for sure when you come to town. You gotta bring Elvis down. He thinks he runs that place still. I'm like,
oh yeah.
No, we don't anymore. He got to interview Brayden though. He asked him one question. We won't go there.
Oh yeah.
We'll save that for another time.
I don't know. I didn't know he interviewed him, and I don't know, but I know what the question is, and it's
100%.
the most obvious question in the world, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. And I will say this kid's a mess, and I don't know where it comes from. But
skipped a generation.
I think it's my dad.
Yeah.
I think it was Sudsy.
Blame it on old Sudsy.
There's something wrong with Elvis. I'll just say that. He's a goalie.
That's right.
But thank you guys, man. I love you guys. You're two of my favorite. You know that. I can't thank you enough, man.
Thanks boys. Thanks for having us on.
All right.
Tear it up this season, guys.
Yep.
Good seeing you.